All right.
Hey, Pete, what happened? We were talking about something. I changed my clothes.
We magically changed clothes. Yeah,
so you want to explain what happened?
For part 2, yeah. So this is part 2 of episode 2 of Unscripted. Yes. Welcome back. The last episode, or the first part of this episode, actually, I didn't think to take the videos off of my camera.
Just say we had a technical difficulty.
We had technical difficulties.
Okay. All right, so we can move on from that.
Yes.
I did want to ask you about something. I saw you're doing something on YouTube.
Yes.
What are you doing? You want to talk to them about that?
Yeah, absolutely. So I have got another channel that I'm doing. That's a solo channel, and it's called Unscripted.
Okay.
And it's just going to be me and the camera talking to them.
Okay. Okay.
And basically, it's me staring. See, I told you we'd trip over our tongue.
Oh, well, they don't know that.
Sharing stories from my life, hopefully
good.
To provide hope and inspiration to others. As you know, I've been through a whole lot in my life.
Absolutely. Like you said, and for those of you out there, I've known Pete for a long time. He's got some great stories. I would encourage you to subscribe to Unscripted, right?
Unscripted, yes.
So look it up and go for it. So now, back to our second part, because, magically things happen, and here we are, past our technical difficulties, and I believe you were sharing a story about the good day, bad day scenario in your department. So.
Right, just to recap, so I went to this conference up in Chicago, as you recall, with a colleague, heard this great speaker, he was awesome.
Okay.
And he had this concept called Good Day, Bad Day that I thought sounded like a really good idea.
Okay.
And so I came back, and as you know, I was gung-ho to implement this.
If you didn't figure it out, he was working for me at that time.
Yeah, Rick was my director.
Okay.
So the whole premise was you take your metrics and analytics for the help desk, and you establish a baseline, and if they hit their marks, then you'd have a great big smiley face that you post right outside the help desk. And if they don't, you could flip it around and it was a frowny face.
Yeah.
It sounded like a good idea at the time.
Yeah.
But as we've talked, you try things, you make mistakes.
Yeah.
And you learn from them.
Absolutely.
I think good did come out of that, though.
Yes.
Even though they hated that concept, and they were quick to let me know they hated that concept, which is fine. I said, okay, well, you all tell me what you want to do, because we have to measure what we're doing.
Right.
And so they came up with the traffic light method instead, and they liked that a whole lot better.
Yeah. Well, don't you think it's hard sometimes to, when you were in those management roles, you had this great idea, you were excited about it, and then it was a complete disaster to just swallow the pride and say, this implementation of it wasn't right. I'm willing to admit that. And then you go back to your staff and say, how can we redo this? Because the principles were great. It's just a matter of how to implement. And I think sometimes managers are afraid to do that, to admit, okay, I messed up. And I think it's important to do that. And then engage them. Because then when you engage them, suddenly they take a different level of ownership on what you're trying to accomplish.
Absolutely. Yeah, and I think the important thing in what you said there is it's okay as a manager to make a mistake.
Yep.
You'll make mistakes. God knows I've made mistakes. I'm sure, Rick, at some point you've made a mistake.
How many? How many do you want to know I made today?
But I can't remember if I said this in the past episode or not, but I think you're the one that told me, it's okay to fail, but fail forward.
Absolutely. Yeah, so we did mention that last time.
Yeah.
And that's the reality. No matter work, life, or whatever, you're going to stumble. Okay, be it personal, be it medical issues, and someday we'll get into some of that with the stuff I deal with here. But, you got to get up. Every day is still a blessing. Get up and move on. Yeah, you're not going to feel great, but you pick up and you recover what you can, you learn from it, and you keep moving forward. And you live by an example. Staff see it, kids see it, people around you see it.
Right.
And that's important, instead of just being depressed all the time.
Right. Yeah, it's the whole concept of don't quit.
Yep.
When you fall, just dust yourself off and get back up, because you never know, the next time you try might be the time that it works.
Mm-hmm. And, that's an interest, the time. I mean, I have seen things, how many times you run into this, you come up with this, oh, we've done that before. It's not going to work. Not going to work. And I have seen over my careers at time, it was a matter of the timing whenever you tried it. Something that didn't work 2 years ago, all of a sudden works because things have changed in the organization. Things are different. So don't be afraid to retry things. Now, if you just tried it 2 weeks ago, I sincerely doubt it's going to work again.
Right, yeah.
So give it some time, but fight through that one too. I run into that, and even when I was not a manager, working with just a staff or whatever, oh, we've done it that way. Not going to work.
Right. And, even getting back to the good day, bad day concept,
yeah.
like you said, it wasn't a bad concept.
No, absolutely not.
There were two things I did wrong. Number one, I didn't talk about the why with the staff. That's really important to tell them, give them the purpose in what you're doing, and almost essentially kind of get their buy-in with it. But the other thing is I didn't think out the large smiley face and frowny face.
Yeah.
I think if I had done it in a way where it wasn't so publicly displayed,
I agree with that.
I think that might have been better received.
Yeah, because even the larger community in the area had no idea what was going on, and then like or not, people are people. Then we're going to pick on people,
right?
And that's a whole topic for a different conversation.
Yes.
But yeah, I think explaining the why and getting people's engagement and understanding is helpful. Can't always win, and that gets into that. How do you get 100% engagement? You never will, ever.
No, it's
and that's a conversation for a different topic too. So, I don't know. We beat that one enough to death.
I think we beat that one enough to death.
Okay.
Hey, I think this is a good place to wrap up.
I think
part
so.
Two
Part two. Did you want to remind them what they need to do?
Yes, please. If you enjoy what you've seen, please come back. First of all, if you want to get notifications, we ask, hey, please subscribe to our channel.
Yes.
I'm new at learning the video technology. I'm good with pictures, but the video thing is new to me.
If this is unscripted, all that should be unscripted too. We figure out as you go, so please subscribe.
Yes. Yeah, so hopefully this gets better as we go. I can add logos back here and maybe links down here.
I can do hand puppets.
We can do all sorts of things.
Anyway.
But yeah, bottom line, please subscribe. We'd love to see you again. So,
all right, take care.
Have a great day.
I can do hand puppets. Yeah.